Hey, Bloomies. It's your girl, Kris with a K, and I am back. I'm taking it way back, actually, to the beginning of Blooming Lately by doing a solo episode. How are you? I hope all is well. I really, first off, I want to give a shout out to Rashmi in episode 20. And I appreciate her for coming on and sharing her story with us. I hope that you guys enjoyed that episode and are supporting her across all of her platforms. And man, it's just been seeing the responses to that episode has been very heartwarming, but also inspiring too. And I'm glad that you guys connected with that episode, especially if you were a stroke survivor or know someone who suffered a stroke. It's getting younger and younger, y'all. Like, we're in our 30s, and it's scary, and a lot of things that were perceived to be older persons' diseases or health issues are younger and younger. So please, if you have access and the resources to get checked out, um, please do so. Take care of yourself, and spread that message to those around you. It is very, very important. It's hard because stress and anxiety and all of the things that's going on right now. Um, it's hard to stay on top of things and managing your stress. Um, but do what you can. Get the therapy, go to the doctors, get the test done, take the medication if you need to. Do just take care of yourself. And this is something that I am also telling to me, Kris. Make sure you stay on your stuff, girl. So I want to thank Rashmi for coming on. The link to her social media is in the description of this episode and in episode 20. So be sure to check it out. Support her, all of the things. The next shout out I want to give to is Ariel, who is in episode 21. Uh, she's just awesome. All of my guests have been amazing. I've been blessed so far to have really cool people on here that are just so genuine and creative and awesome and cultured and aware and just all of the amazing things. I've been blessed and fortunate to connect with these amazing beings. But Ariel, like, her episode is so good as well. And all of the gems that she dropped. One of the biggest key things that stood out to me was regarding the topic of creative wellness. As a creative, and I'm surrounded by creatives, we often neglect our wellness or don't really consider the wellness aspect of our creative process. Um, a lot of us tend to create from a place of lack or anger or something. um, but you know, depending on what your preferred form of expression is, it can be draining. It can be stressful. So just thinking of the wellness aspect of it, like learning to create from a healthy and happy and lighter and positive space is something that I've been more diligent and being more aware of. Um, but it's just everything that she had to offer about like your trigger points and how that's linked, like making that connection between your triggers to your cravings, especially like us all being emotional eaters, whether we identify as such. Um, if you're craving crunchy, if you're craving salty and sweet, like the way she broke things down. So please go check out the last episode. And also support Ariel. She is a certified holistic nutritionist. So please go ahead and support her. Check out the episode. And as you can tell, I have been releasing, well, with Ariel, she very much so encouraged me to start releasing the video versions of my podcast, which I have been apprehensive about doing so. I little by little am building my confidence of being on camera and releasing said footage out into the ether, getting more comfortable about, you know, speaking into a mic and just letting the words and the thoughts and the process just flow through me. Um, so we're doing things. We're growing, we're evolving, we're stretching. So that's definitely where I've bloomed at lately. So just a few updates of that. I've just been never too far from a spiral. There's so much going on at the same time, and being an empath, the struggle is real, and trying to maintain boundaries, reinforce boundaries so that I can, meet people where they're at energetically, but not try to let it take down my energy or influence mine. Or if I do, be able to bounce back to where mine is. It's been a lot. And I'm sure a lot of you can resonate with that. Um, but yeah, I just have been making some revelations. I've been doing some manifesting, just getting clear of the intentions and clear of what it is that I want, what I'm asking for. Um, and there is someone that I follow who has a 5 by 55 practice where you write the intention 55 times a day for 5 consecutive days, and your hand will cramp up. Shout out to Food with Monica or Food by Monica. I'm gonna tag her. Again, that's another thing. Brain fog. It's doing weird things. Um, But this is her practice, and she has a group on WhatsApp. And so I was thankfully invited into that group. And it's such a supportive and cool space that she's curating there. Very, very thankful. Everyone's so encouraging and so motivating, and everyone's just, wanting to set their intentions and want the best for themselves and each other. It's a very supportive community. And those are the kinds of niche little areas that I've been seeking. Little cute, quaint, curated, healthy pockets. Nothing of mass sizes or just generic information I want. I'm seeking intention in everything that I'm doing, whether it's what I'm putting out, whether it's who I'm inviting on, or people I want to be around, spaces that I want to be in, or events that I want to go to. Like, intention has been the focus for me. Not so much what am I going to get out of this, but I really want to focus on how I feel. Whether it's, am I anxious about going to participate or be around this being, or if it doesn't give warm and fuzzy feelings or helps to level me up to the next space, I don't really want to do it. I'm trying to keep burnout at bay, and I was reluctant, but I ended up paying for ChatGPT to help me out. In addition to my therapist, because sometimes you just need a brain dump what all is going on. And that's pretty much what this episode is. Kris is blooming. I am always blooming and evolving and discovering things, and I am sharing this with you guys. Um, but I just needed to try to make sense. Like, the best way that I could explain to my cousin of, like, even my therapy journey is like, imagine like an overfilled storage unit just with a bunch of crap. And initially, when I started therapy, it was just like, okay, here's all the crap. Then the next phase in my therapy journey was like sorting through the piles of like, okay, this belongs to me, this doesn't belong to me. Okay, got it. Now, the therapy that I'm in is cognitive behavioral therapy. And she has me doing the work of like identifying, like getting to the root of any kind of destructive or, self-destructive behaviors. And I'm ready for that work. So with doing that, um, doing things with intention, what feels good, what makes sense, and for me to not just do it to get along or just to be a people pleaser because of the person either asking me to participate in a thing or spend time with, because recovering people pleaser there too. And just being honest, like, not wanting to do the things or go to the places does not make me a bad person, does not mean that I don't care about that person. It's just you have to know the truth about yourself, what your capacity is. We don't talk about capacity enough. It's not that you don't care or not that they don't care about you. Some people just don't have the space. We don't have the bandwidth to really show up for you in the way that you need. And that's okay. And you just need to find the people and the resources that can provide you with what you're looking for. And much like they can be honest about themselves and what they are capable of doing, you should also be allowed to say what it is that you need, and you have the right to go seek that. Especially if there are resources available that will help you. You have every right to do so. Of course, it would be amazing if you can get that from someone that you love and trust, you feel comfortable with, you feel safe with, but sometimes they're not the best at providing that. That just like I wouldn't want people expecting from me things that are I'm not trained to do. Some things you need a professional. I can love and support you and give you words of affirmation, but if you need something more than I can give you, you can't be mad at me. And so, intention has definitely been the area of which I am blooming as of late. In every aspect, whether it's at work, I'm just being honest about truths that have been more and more revealed of and just trying to clear the path for what it is I really want to do and try to find and do the things that are in alignment with that. So I don't feel so scattered. I don't feel complicit. All of the things that your girl is feeling. Um and then I thought it was burnout. I have had experience with burnout. So I know it's not quite that because I am willing to work and do the work. It's just the type of work. And so chat helped me figure all of that out to say that it is more that I've outgrown what it is that I've been doing. Um, and I should probably do an episode about this coming up about being an administrative professional or working in supportive roles. It is often a very thankless job. It is a very tedious job. You are often the worker bees that get the things done, especially with helping to make an organization thrive. Um, yeah, we have an administrative professional day, but like, really though, I'd rather get paid what I should based off of my experience and what I do and the things that I manage. That's how I'd like to be appreciated. There's just different things there. Um, and then of course, the job market's trash. There's just so many things going on here. So even when you try to set yourself up for success and do all the things that they tell you to do in order to propel yourself to a better status, all of that is for naught if the whole industry and everything around you is just not going in accordance to that cycle. The goalpost keeps moving or stopping or being corrupted in some way. Um, so you do the best you can with what you got. And so I find myself doing that a lot with a lot of the positions that I was in. Most of them, um, I stayed there because I didn't have a bachelor's degree at the time. That is not the case now because I did reach that point where, you know what, I'm tired of this ceiling. I know that I'm more than capable and have enough skills to do what is required, but you won't even see me or take the time to interview me because I don't have the bachelor's. Well, I have it. And I was on the dean's list, and I was in the honor society, and I have a published paper in the Howard Journal of Communications. Like, your girl has been doing her work. She is a journalist. She is trained. Um, but then again, there's always the goalpost of like, but what about internships? What about that? Well, I was a non-traditional student. So I had to go to school as I was working. There was no time to be working for free. We can't afford to work for free. So then it's like, how do you get around that? And just trying to find the opportunities where I can build up my portfolio, to set myself up for success in that way. and just really trying to discover what it is that I'm trying to do. Because I have reached a point where I can tackle so many things. I learn it because I get fixated on it till I do it, feel like I've mastered it, and then I'm on to the next thing, except for very specific things. Those are more like passion led or threaded. So I keep going back to those things, which is event operations. Like I love everything about it. Um, and the details and all of that. Same thing with production. I really love the behind the scenes, putting things together. Something about a blank canvas and making art, which is why I painted for a while and just all of the things. I love creating something out of nothing, essentially. That's my wheelhouse. And so um, just trying to apply that into every job that I've had is like to try to make myself feel comfortable with, well, at least you have a job. So even though it's not ideally what you'd want to do full time, like you can try to volunteer to plan every event while you're here or social gatherings or whatever. So I kind of morphed into becoming the concierge. Which also kind of intermingles with being in the support role. So anytime it was somebody's birthday or some celebration, they were like, uh, "Oh, Kris, I'm sure you know a bunch of restaurants, or you can do the recommendations." And I love that kind of stuff. Convenience concierge or concierge of convenience is something that I was calling myself. Because I'm constantly looking up venues, and anytime I see a restaurant, I'm like, "Oh, this would be amazing." I'm always planning something in my head, or just being resourceful has become second nature to me. So I'm always saving something. My Instagram has I have a bunch of folders of just saved posts and organized based off of future travel plans, and fashion and hair and makeup and restaurants and all the things. I'm always planning and sorting and organizing just to, if anybody mentions something, boom, got it. And I really like that stuff. I guess I'm trying to figure out what is a career path for that. Is a convenience coordinator a thing? Or a convenience concierge a thing? Is that just a consultant? Or I don't know. Maybe I need to just make it up. But yeah, so clearly where I've been at lately is everywhere, doing all of the things all at once. That's just where we're at. Dating has been put on hold during this Lent season because I have been played in my face. Like I am on the apps, well, one app specifically, and I change all the settings. I have even paid for things to see if it'll yield better results. And it's just been different levels of disappointment. Somebody I matched with asked me, well, not asked me, well, he didn't even say hello. There was like, who raised y'all? I'm sorry, I'm scattered, but I am still blowed by how this person interacted with me in terms of, oh, hi, you're so beautiful and blah, blah, blah. But just wanted to be honest that I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm looking for a sugar mama, or what did he say? It was a sugar mama or something else. And I was just like, excuse me? My profile says monogamous. I just and in terms of figuring out my relationship type, I don't know if I'm ready for a short term, long term. Like it was that kind of stuff. What are you, a sponsor is what you're looking for? No, unmatched. Like people are not reading profiles. Why did I do this? Why did I put my best pictures that shows me in different realms, showing things that I'm interested in? Like, are you just not reading? I read what you put on there. I'm not just looking at your pictures. Also, if you have sunglasses in every photo, red flag. Because the eyes are the window to the soul. What are you hiding? No, miss me with that. That's just one of my things. And then somebody else has been a doozy. I need to just go through that platform and just read these scenarios out loud. It just makes my head hurt when I think about it. Someone else had the nerve and audacity to also, "Hi, you're so beautiful. Um, and I would love to meet, but unfortunately, I just got out of a relationship not too long ago, and I'm honestly not looking for anything serious. I just want friends with benefits. But your profile, sir, says monogamous, that you are looking for monogamy. Friends with benefits is not monogamy. That's not a relationship. That's a situationship, and that was not an option, because if it was and that was on your profile, we would not have matched." So when I responded asking clarifying questions as to, well, as per your profile, you have it labeled as this, which is why I even expressed interest. You are lying. Only for him to say, "Oh, you're right. I should probably update that on my profile." You think? And also, know your platform, because this specific app that we're on is not marketed for those purposes. There's another one that very much so is, where you just keep swiping until, the intention is to hook up, it's for temporary. Why are you here? So, all of that, it's been very, very weird interactions. I don't wanna blame this all on COVID, um, but I feel like I kinda have to. Like, we are broken somehow. I don't know if it's definitely in the communication area of things, but there's a lot. There's a lot. I can't. So even there, and dating is weird. Even trying to meet somebody in person and it being organic, it just is not hitting the way that it once did. People are still operating from a weird performative sense of themselves, or they just don't know how to communicate. If we're meeting out at an event, clearly that's a common interest we have. That could be the foundation to be like, "Hey, we at least have this in common because we met at this place." And, we springboard from there, conversations or other interests. Like, what happened to that? Courting is no longer a thing. Dating and getting to know someone is no longer a thing. Why is it this hard? It shouldn't be this hard. But yet, this is where we're at. So, I don't know. And yeah, I haven't reached burnout in that area. It's just disappointment and just being annoyed. I think I'm just annoyed with dating and the concept of it, because it just hasn't been very fruitful and a pleasant experience. It's been very odd. It's felt like a social experiment of sorts, if anything. And as much as I say I don't like wasting my time, yet I do it. I'm doom scrolling. Sometimes you want the attention. You want to flirt. You want just that you scratch that itch or whatever. But it's just like that itch is now a rash. And I want no parts. And now I'm mad that I even entertained that and wasted my time. So that's that with dating right now. And I'm gonna have an awesome, amazing person on to we're gonna talk about our dating woes. So stay tuned to a future episode regarding dating. Um, what else do I have going on? I mean, I'm on YouTube, so please like, comment, subscribe. I feel so awkward saying that. I was like, I am not a content creator, but I am creating content and it's on the internet. So like, girl, stop the imposter syndrome. Um, but your support would be everything. All of that said, support me and entertain. I hope you're being entertained by my spiral and figuring out, this blooming of things. I'm trying to make that stick. I'm trying to just carve out the branding. We're working through it. Um, what else? I feel like so much has gone on these past couple weeks that I'm just trying to sort through things. Oh my God, Jesse Jackson died. during Black History Month. Oh my God. RIP to him. It's just been a series of weird things and sad things. And then the BAFTA awards, people being disrespected. Oh, so many things, so many thoughts, not enough prayers. It's hard out here. But I just wanted to touch base with you guys where it's just me talking to my bloomies. It's been amazing having people on. I do like those episodes because it's nice to talk to somebody. It just feels natural, like having the dialogue. But I do appreciate these formats too, where I get to just talk to y'all and you guys can hear more of what my updates are because I do focus more on my guests when they're on here. So you can see that, there's something going on there under the hair. There's things a brewing, there's things a blooming and a blossoming. That's the most important part because you know what? We are not late. We're just blooming on our own time. And I really do live that truth in everyday life. For the areas in which I feel shame or any kind of negative self talk or self doubt, you know what? Whose clock time is a social construct. What are we chasing? What are we running out of? The concept of time, guys, just relax. All we're doing is trying to figure life out on this spinning rock that goes around a really shiny rock. And who knows what the future brings. But all we can do is our best. And I know that you're doing your best and I'm doing my best. So I thank you for listening and supporting and liking and commenting and sharing. And if this episode or any of my previous episodes and in my future episodes resonate with you or someone that you know that would also love the conversation and would just love the message that you receive from this, please share it, pass it on to those that you love and trust. And so on that note, I will talk to you later, bloomies. Bye.